Well, in other stories, Switzerland will return to Nigeria around $321 million in assets seized from the family of former military ruler Sani Abacha via a deal signed with the World Bank. Transparency International, a corruption watchdog, has accused Abacha of stealing up to $5 billion of public money during the 5 years he ran the oil-rich country, from 1993 until his death in 1998. Public affairs analyst Doyin Johnson joins us now from Abuja to talk more about this. Thank you very much indeed for joining us this time. Hello, Johnson.
Hello, good afternoon.
Okay, yes, good afternoon. Thank you very much indeed for joining us this time. Right, of course, activist Femi Falana, lawyer, beg your pardon, has, told or advised the Nigerian government not to accept the conditionalities that the Switzerland government has given for the return of the money. One of which is that the World Bank will have to monitor the spending of the monies that they return to the country. Do you agree with Femi Falana on that advice?
It is a good development that President Muhammadu Buhari has been able to move en masse with all his efforts to make sure that they want to release the money. The first thing is that let's be happy that the money is coming back to Nigerian purse now. And at the same time, from my findings, I was told, and it was confirmed, that presidency sent over 25 letters to World Bank, United Nations, European Union, before Switzerland Bank will be able to agree to release this money. This money is about 160 billion naira in Nigeria equivalent conversion. So monitoring the project we are going to use the money for, that is not the issues now. The issue now is that this present government has been able to put a lot of things in order to make sure that the money comes back to the country. The money has been there for the past 20 years. They refuse to release the money. The previous government, they try in their own way, but let's give kudos to the present government of Muhammadu Buhari, who has been fighting anti-corruption war, who has tried all his possible best to make sure this money is coming back to the country. Well, now, the money is coming back. Now it is obvious and it is clear to all Nigeria that the money is coming back now. Now the money is coming, is a good one. But either they are going to monitor the project or they are not going to monitor the project. It's an achievement for this present government for them to have been able to. The money has been with them for over 20 years without interest being added to it. Even if they make the interest rate 5% per annum, the money will have been multiplied by 2. But now, no interest added to the money. They don't even want to release the money. Let us be sincere to ourselves. But let's give kudos to EFCC, President Muhammadu Buhari, and his team, who have gone en masse, who have tried all their possible best to make sure that they bring this money back to this country. Several letters were written to United Nations, World Bank, European Union before they could be able to agree to release this money.
Well, I do think more kudos should be given to the World Bank, who actually facilitated the return of these funds. And I also disagree with you that the monitoring of the use of these funds is not the key question here, because the monitoring is very important. We have had many looted funds returned to Nigeria, and it has not in any way impacted the average Nigerians.
They are not the one to tell us what we are to use the money for. The money belongs to Nigerians, and the money is for Nigeria. So the Switzerland does not want to release the money. That's why they are giving that kind of condition. My own position is the money belongs to Nigeria. The money should be released to the federal government. Under the leadership of Muhammadu Buhari, we believe the money will be useful judiciously. This money can fund a state in this country. This money can do a vital project. If they invest this money on road rehabilitation, we are going to have a better road. If they invest the money into the aviations, we are going to have 2, 3 or 3 aircraft.
For benefit of hindsight, how judiciously...
So they are not the ones to tell us what they use the money for.
Benefit of hindsight, Mr. Johnson, can you tell us how judiciously other looted funds have been used?
The past administration, when you look at the past administration, I'm not here to condemn anybody, but When you come to anti-graft war, since 1999, there's no government who has performed excellently, even closer to President Muhammadu Buhari achievement when it comes to anti-graft war. So now, the previous government, they've never disclosed to us how much they have been able to collect in the past from Abacha loot. This money, I spent 20 years with them. Let the money come first. But the position, and my own position, is that they are not the ones to tell us what we have to use the money for. We own the money. We know the area where our needs lies on. The Buhari administration have agendas. They have manifestos. They have points, agenda they want to do for the country. So they are not the ones to tell us what we are using the money for.
All right, Doyin. You are saying that they are not in a position to tell us what we are to use the money for. How we spend it or how we don't spend it is none of their business. But to you as a Nigerian, the first tranche of the money was released in 2005. But does accountability matter to you as a Nigerian?
They should hold the government of that time responsible for that. The government of 2005 should be held responsible. Many Nigerians have agitated. They've done a lot of things that the money should be accounted for. Since they could not be able to account for it, well, there's something we can do for now. But I know as time goes on, things is taking a new shape now. This government we are running now is a government of accountability, transparency. So automatically, if the money is released to the present administration, the money will be useful judiciously. I have the confidence in the present government. I must tell you that. All
right. Doyin Johnson, public affairs analyst, would like to thank you for joining us on TVC News Hour.